The Age of Exploration, often known as the Age of Discovery, formally began in the early 15th century and continued until the 17th century. The period is remembered as the time when Europeans began to sail around the world in quest of new trading routes, money, and knowledge. The Age of Exploration had a lasting impact on the world, transforming geography into the contemporary science that it is today. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's question of the video is, what was Age of Exploration? So let's get into our time machine and take a look at how it evolves the world. The birth of the Age of Exploration. Numerous nations were searching for commodities such as silver and gold, but one of the most compelling reasons for exploration was the desire to locate a new route for the spice and silk trades. When the Ottoman Empire acquired possession of Constantinople in 1453, it effectively closed off European access to the region, severely reducing trade. Furthermore, it obstructed access to North Africa and the Red Sea, two vital commercial routes to the Far East. The Portuguese were responsible for the earliest voyages linked with the Age of Discovery. Although the Portuguese, Spanish, Italians, and others had been sailing the Mediterranean for generations, most sailors stayed close to land or followed well-traveled paths between ports. This was changed by Prince Henry the Navigator, who encouraged explorers to sail outside the planned routes and discover new trade routes to West Africa. The Madeira Islands were found by Portuguese explorers in 1419, and the Azores were discovered in 1427. They would move south along the African coast during the next few decades, reaching the coast of modern-day Senegal in the 1440s and the Cape of Good Hope in 1490. Vasco da Gama will pursue this path all the way to India less than a decade later in 1498. The discovery of the New World. While the Portuguese were establishing new maritime routes in Africa, the Spaniards hoped to establish new trade routes to the Far East. In 1492, Christopher Columbus, an Italian working for the Spanish Royal, set out on his first voyage. Rather than reaching India, Columbus discovered the island of San Salvador in what is now known as the Bahamas. He also visited Hispaniola, the island that is home to modern-day Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Columbus would conduct 3 more Caribbean journeys, exploring areas of Cuba and the Central American coast. The Portuguese also arrived in the New World when explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral visited Brazil, sparking a war between Spain and Portugal over newly claimed areas. As a result, the Treaty of Tordesillas, signed in 1494, officially divided the world in half. Columbus' voyages laid the groundwork for the Spanish conquest of the Americas. Men like Hernán Cortés and Francisco Pizarro would decimate the Aztecs of Mexico and other indigenous peoples of the Americas over the next century. Spain would reign from the southwestern United States to the southernmost reaches of Chile and Argentina by the end of the Age of Discovery. Opening the Americas. In 1497, John Cabot, an Italian explorer working for the English, reached what is now known as the Newfoundland shore. A number of French and English explorers followed, notably Giovanni da Verrazzano, who discovered the Hudson River's entry in 1524, and Henry Hudson, who charted Manhattan for the first time in 1609. The French, Dutch, and British would all battle for control over the next few decades. In 1607, England established the first permanent colony in North America in Jamestown, VA. In 1608, Samuel de Champlain created Quebec City, and in 1624, Holland established a trading base in present-day New York City. The end of the era. The Age of Exploration came to an end in the early 17th century, when technological advances and increasing knowledge of the world enabled Europeans to travel easily around the world by sea. The establishment of permanent settlements and colonies established a network of communication and trade, eliminating the need to seek for new routes. It is vital to note that exploration did not stop completely at this point. Captain James Cook did not officially claim Eastern Australia for Britain until 1770. while parts of the Arctic and Antarctic were not explored until the 20th century. Most of Africa was similarly undiscovered by Westerners until the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Contributions to science. The Age of Exploration had a profound effect on geography. Explorers were able to learn more about locations such as Africa and the Americas by traveling to different parts of the world and bringing that knowledge back to Europe. The journeys of persons like Prince Henry, the navigator, advanced navigation and mapping methods. Formerly, navigators had relied on conventional portolan charts, which were based on coasts and ports of call and kept sailors near to shore. The world's first nautical maps were drawn by Spanish and Portuguese explorers who ventured into the unknown, outlining not only the geology of the nations they discovered, but also the seaward routes and ocean currents that took them there. Maps and mapmaking became increasingly sophisticated as technology evolved and known geography increased. Their explorations also brought Europeans to a whole new world of flora and wildlife. Maize, which is now a mainstay of many people's diets, was unknown to Europeans before the Spanish invasion, as were sweet potatoes and peanuts. Similarly, before arriving in the Americas, Europeans had never seen turkeys, llamas, or squirrels. Conclusion. In conclusion, the Age of Exploration was a transformative period in European and world history. It led to the expansion of empires, the development of new trade networks, the exchange of ideas and cultures, and significant advancements in science and technology. Its stories of adventure and discovery, of bravery and perseverance, and of triumph and tragedy have captured the imagination of countless generations. Today, we continue to explore and discover new worlds, using the knowledge and technology that was developed during the Age of Exploration. The legacy of this era continues to shape our world in countless ways, from the global trade networks that connect us to the legacy of colonization and exploitation that we must grapple with. The Age of Exploration remains one of the most fascinating and significant periods in human history. So, what do you guys think about the Age of Exploration and how it shaped the world we live in today? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's all for this video. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video if you enjoy it. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching.